The final 24 hours of Michael Jackson's life were a mixture of hope, exhaustion, and tragedy. On June 24, 2009, he stepped into the rehearsal hall in Los Angeles for This Is It. Witnesses said it felt like the Michael of old, his energy, his spark, his perfectionism. He danced, he sang, he smiled. For a moment, it was as if the king of pop was ready to reclaim his throne. But behind the scenes, his body was screaming for rest. For weeks, Michael had battled chronic insomnia. To fight it, he relied on powerful sedatives, medications meant only for hospitals, not bedrooms. His doctor, Conrad Murray, stayed by his side, monitoring him through the night, using machines and medical tools in a desperate attempt to put him to sleep. By the early hours of June 25, Michael still couldn't find peace. More drugs were administered. His fragile heart slowed. His body, worn down by years of pressure, finally gave up. At 2:26 p.m., Michael Jackson was pronounced dead. The king of pop, gone at just 50 years old. The final 24 hours revealed the painful truth. Even with all the safety measures, all the medical instruments, all the protection around him, Michael was a man trapped by fame, pressure, and sleepless nights. His last day wasn't spent on a world stage, but in a silent battle for rest. And when the world woke up, music's brightest star had faded forever.
As the swelling above his wrist is where the police handcuffed him.
With the handcuffs, the way they tied them too tight behind my
Behind your
back.
back?
Now I can't move. It keeps me from sleeping at night.
But before we dive deeper into those final moments, let's go back and understand who really was Michael Jackson.
She was the secret he never sang about. A woman who made him feel like a man, not a myth. In her presence, he wasn't Michael Jackson, the king of pop. He was just Michael. For years, this story remained in shadows, hidden between world tours and whispered headlines. She never asked for fame. He never wanted the world to know. But behind every stage light, there was a night alone. Behind every moonwalk, a heart slowly breaking. And in a locked journal, Michael wrote 7 words. She makes me forget I'm Michael Jackson. Long before the world knew him as a legend, Michael Joseph Jackson was born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana. The 7th of 9 children, he grew up in a tiny house filled with music and struggle. From a young age, his voice stood out, powerful, soulful, impossible to ignore. He joined the Jackson 5 and dazzled audiences across America. By age 11, he was already a household name, but Michael wanted more. In 1982, Thriller changed music forever. He became the biggest star on earth. His moves, his voice, his presence, no one could match him. Michael Jackson loved deeply, just not always in ways the world understood. His love stories were not fairy tales. They were silent songs, known only to his heart. And maybe that's the greatest tragedy of all, that a man who gave the world so much love was still searching for his own. He once said, "I sit in my hotel room alone so many nights. I cry sometimes, 'cause it's hard to find someone who loves you for you." One of his earliest, most speculated crushes, Tatum O'Neal, the young actress. Michael admitted in his autobiography that he fell hard for her, but their relationship stayed innocent. He claimed she tried to seduce him, but he was too shy and inexperienced. She later denied the claim, saying, "Michael had exaggerated." Then came Brooke Shields, Hollywood's sweetheart. The world thought they were dating, and in many ways they were, but not romantically. Michael adored her. He once described her as one of the loves of my life, but Brooke always saw him as a close friend. She later said, "I always felt that he was in love with the idea of me." Michael was heartbroken when she declined his marriage proposal. In 1994, Michael shocked the world. He married Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's daughter. Many believed it was a publicity stunt, but insiders say their connection was real, intense, complicated, and built on long phone calls and emotional support. Lisa said, "We had a deep connection, but he pushed me away." Michael wanted children. Lisa wasn't ready. The pressure broke them. They divorced in less than 2 years. After Lisa came Debbie Rowe, Michael's longtime friend and the nurse who would become the mother of his 2 eldest children. Their marriage was more of a business arrangement. Debbie herself admitted it. She once said, "Michael wanted to be a dad. I wanted to give him that." They divorced in 1999. But Michael now had what he always wanted, children he could love and protect. Michael Jackson loved deeply, just not always in ways the world understood. His love stories were not fairy tales. They were silent songs, known only to his heart. And maybe that's the greatest tragedy of all, that a man who gave the world so much love was still searching for his own. Michael Jackson once whispered to a friend, "She makes me forget I'm Michael Jackson." But who was she? No cameras, no red carpets, no fame, just a quiet love, hidden in letters, protected by silence. Today, for the first time, we reveal the emotional truth behind Michael Jackson's most guarded secret, the one love story he never shared with the world. Stay with us, because what you're about to hear has never been told like this. But with fame came isolation. Under the spotlight, his skin condition, vitiligo, sparked cruel rumors. Multiple surgeries changed his face, and people questioned who he was becoming. Behind the makeup and masks was a man fighting to stay human. He built Neverland, a place to escape, to feel free. But even there, with all the magic, something was missing. Then came the woman. She wasn't a celebrity. She didn't want his money. She saw the man behind the mirror. With her, he found peace, and perhaps love. They would walk in silence, share music no one else heard, and talk about dreams that didn't involve stadiums or charts. He trusted her. He wrote to her. And in one letter, now tucked in a drawer somewhere, he wrote, "I feel seen. She makes me free." But love, when you're Michael Jackson, is never simple. Their worlds pulled them apart. Paparazzi came close once, but never uncovered the truth. She disappeared from the public eye. He returned to the stage, but the journals remember. On June 25, 2009, the world stopped. Michael Jackson was gone. Cardiac arrest, age 50. He was buried at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. Fans wept across the globe, candles lit in silence. At his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, they gathered, young and old. The man who gave everything to the world still somehow died alone. But maybe, just maybe, she remembers. And maybe in the quiet of her home, she still keeps his letters. Michael once wrote, not as an icon, but as a man, "She makes me forget I'm Michael Jackson." In his final years, Michael lived more and more in isolation. He still believed in love, still hoped to find the one. But fame never stopped chasing him, and love never fully stayed.
In 2014, the world still struggled with the question, what really happened to the king of pop in his final days? Michael Jackson wasn't just an artist, he was an icon. His life was filled with music, love, and controversy. But behind the stage lights, he was a man battling pressure, insomnia, and the weight of being Michael Jackson. As he prepared for his massive comeback tour, This Is It, Michael pushed his body harder than ever. Friends and family said he was excited, yet exhausted. The rehearsals showed glimpses of the old magic but also hints of fragility. Doctors prescribed him strong medication to help him sleep. But those same drugs would eventually become the cause of his tragic end. On June 25, 2009, the world stood still. The king of pop was gone. The 2014 documentary Michael Jackson, The Final Days, tried to uncover the truth. Who was responsible? Was it pressure from the industry, his fragile health, or the people around him?
Now I can't move. It keeps me from sleeping at night.
In his final years, Michael lived more and more in isolation. He still believed in love, still hoped to find the one. But fame never stopped chasing him, and love never fully stayed.